What's a good word, everyone? I'm Ken Varn, the owner of SPORTSBOOKS. And look at that. They're already trying to tell me who to bet tonight. No, we're taking tonight off. Anyway, today is about value, the most overused word in sports betting and the most underused word used in people's handicapping, all at the same time. Value, I've always gone back and forth with this word because it's like there's value on this team that's basically quit on the season because they're getting 16, they're getting 17. And it's like, no, there's absolutely no value. Now, with the NFL, I always come back to the NFL because the NFL is king. Team gets off to a 1-5 start against the spread. And then they go 7-1 against the spread. And it all ends up evening out because sooner or later sports books catch up with everything. That's why with the value's in stuff that they don't actually look for, like a player prop, like so many props, half innings, second half props. I have to talk over the garbage. This guy, woo! So but value is key word that unfortunately is overused and used because the team's a 12-point underdog and they only should be a 9. And it's like, even when it's not around key numbers, it's like, oh, they should be an 11-point dog. They're a 12.5-point dog. Ooh, the value's there. The value's there. It's just not. I just got so much things that I'm going to forget about everything. But the bottom line is the market catches up. You'll see a team go, especially early. You see a team go 0-3. You do realize they played Kansas City, Buffalo, and the 49ers. They're 0-3 overall. They're 1-2 against the spread. The value is going to automatically be down. People are going to see their record. They're playing a decent Jacksonville team. And the spread can be off. And it's not that the spread is off because they want to balance the books. It's the perceived value, because there's a big difference between having value and then having the perceived value. We had a Kansas City can go 8-2 against the spread, then all of a sudden go 1-6 against the spread, and people are like, what's going on? And that's why people are like, all last year, I swear, because Kansas City didn't cover enough point spreads and Kansas City was not hosting, all of a sudden they become this average team, and Lamar Jackson, his value was he has that look in his eye. It's a lot different. Emotion again. People want something different. So people want something else. That's why we don't root here at sportsheadballs.com. We don't want to root. I mean, I'm not saying we never have rooted before, but when you're rooting, see what the real value is. People get so caught up with the word value, especially for underdogs, because people are told that you got to bet underdogs if you're going to win. They cover more percentage of the time, and it's just like, you're not going to win that way. You know people who are not going to win by some of the stuff that they say, because if they're following that advice, it just doesn't work. But when you have value, you're used to seeing a team winning. You're used to seeing a team cover, so you're afraid to go against that team that's 8-2 against the spread. And that's just not scared money don't make money. So you don't really want to do it that way. Or the other way. Oh, let's pile up on the Jets. Everyone's piling up on the Jets. As you see, they just lost 27-6 to a bad Patriots team. Let's go. Let's do this. Now they're coming back here. Why are they going to try against these guys? Let's go. And it's just like, nope. That's where the things start evening out. These teams that go 6-9 that look awful the first 4 weeks. They're 0-4 against the spread. Lost to the spread by an average of 12. I love that too. They didn't come close to the spread. But things turn around. Why do things turn around? Not even for the team being any good. It turns around for their point spreads. Now they're 12-point underdogs. That's not much. They just lost 27-6. They just lost 38-7. All of a sudden, they put together an okay game. They lose 17-10. They're still 0-5, but now they start making their backers money. And then the year Cleveland became good. Good start. Oh, they're good. Whoops. You lose money if you're backing them. So you really have to find the value in the teams because they just keep getting overvalued. Because you're going to see ESPN, they pump it up. It's like pumping up everything up. And it's just like, boom. And that's why the expectation goes that 49ers are going to beat the Rams 27-10. And when they beat them 2017, they don't cover. And not covering means the 49ers have no chance at the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. And it just carries on down the line. They better play better than that. Each week is different. That's another thing people don't know in the NFL. Every week is different. People think that they're going to play exactly the same or prepare exactly the same. And then they convince themselves by saying, I have value for this bad team plus 13. I mean, I've heard a smart man say, and bet good teams, bet against bad teams. And that really, really works with the extremes in the NBA. But with football, there's always this perceived value that you have value on a bad team because they're getting so many points, or value on a good team. And when you have the value on the good team, take it. But the thing is, most everything ends up evening out. So if you missed it, you missed it. Be a man and be a big person and say, I missed it. You know, if you see it ahead of time, the value, you think this team's good, they're 1-1 against the spread, I could see them rolling these next three, you know, that's fine. But realize when you get those 3 wins, if you get those, if you're right on your handicap, you're 4-1 with that team, you're like, all right, let's go. You think you can ride them forever? No. You can get off them. You can even go the other way with your smart handicapping, which we have a video on here about that. So it's really my love value, getting value, but value doesn't win your bet. Because you can look at the finals with UConn. And it's like all I would hear from some smart handicappers is like, no, they're overvalued. And it was like they're overvalued for 4 weeks now. They haven't lost against the spread in the tournament for 2 years in a row, but now too many people like them. Maybe they're that much better. They're like, they're overvalued, so if they lose, if I do lose the bet, I lose the bet. They aren't overvalued because the markets haven't caught up to them. And now they're 9, 10, 8 points over Purdue, and you think Purdue has the value. Do they? Because the markets have shown you for years, 2 tournament years, that they haven't caught up to UConn yet. They should be 12. They should be 13. They can balance their books at 8. They love it because the value is actually on UConn because they never lost against the spread. And that can happen. But the thing is that usually does not happen in the NFL. It can happen in college, but you can go, I mean, people think that like automatically Georgia's a 30-point. No, not going to take it. Georgia could be 30-point favorites, have Alabama on deck, and everyone's going to say value in the underdog. Might be. I could see your process. You can see a thought process, but it's not necessarily true when your third stringers can beat the first stringers by 30 if they started that way. So when you take one thing and have that be the value, you know, and that's what people have time for, handicapping one thing and going, yep, okay, makes sense to me. Boom, take it. And that's because they want to bet a lot of games and bet stuff. So please remember value in the NFL. There's a reason the Chiefs are favored by 2 over the Saints in Kansas City. If that was a point spread, I'd be all over Kansas City thinking about it right now on June 20th with everyone being healthy. I would think the value would be in Kansas City. But there's a reason the spread is like that from the NFL, from college football. So find the value. A lot less things are value than you think, because having value, it's like, oh, I had plus 12. Yeah, I got to take them at plus 12. And losing like 12 times in a row. Oh, that's just way too much points in an NBA game. 18. Oh. The value is not always as obvious as it looks. So you got to find your value, and we'll do 100 videos on this. So come join us at sportseyeballs.com. Join our YouTube channel. This is right off of YouTube. I put it right on my site. We want to get all this information as much as we can to you in one spot. And we want to gather all this information and put it in one spot before all the sports take off. Because as we do a lot of these videos right now, we're in the emotion-free zone. My Yankees, split their first 2 games with Baltimore. That's fine. It's all about, people are going to make that like it's a big series. It's all about what happens at the end. So we can stand an even keel and do these without having specific examples, because we will have specific examples in the future, because we will be doing daily shows as we go during football season. So we'll see you in the next video. Come join us and make some money, and let's make money.